And we are live. What's going on, people? How you guys doing? We will wait for a few people to get in. And we'll talk some boxing, man. We'll talk some boxing. A lot to talk about, certainly. Good weekend of boxing. Plenty of stuff went on. So we'll have a little talk in a bit. Let's have a look. Just need to get where I need to be. Okay. Where were we? Okay, whatever. Let's open this up. Yeah, what's up, ABC? How you doing? Shout out to ABC, LDBC Facts. What's going on, man? What's going on? Dominic Chechery, shout out. Jay's Boxing Universe, what's going on, man? Box is already here. Yo, what's up? What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? We need to get this. Yo, hang on. We are all over the place here. 1 second, lads. 1 second. You'd think I'd be decent at streaming by now, but I'm not. Just got used to this now. I've got to fucking change it again with OBS. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it, you know? We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Where were we? Let's have a look. Yo, C188. What's going on, man? Joe Blow, what's going on? Some guys are in already. Dominic Chechery, he says Daniel Dubois beats Joe Joyce. It's certainly possible, man, based on that performance from Joyce. Got hit with a lot of clean shots by Bryant Jennings. Got caught with a lovely left hook to the body in round 1 that clearly hurt Joe Joyce. You know, he clearly doubled over with that left hook to the body. He was hurt. And, you know, it wasn't really a good performance. But at the same time, you know, it was his 10th fight. It's a bit of a tough one. You know, he's 33 years old, but he's had 10 fights. I mean, me personally, I've never really rated Joe Joyce that highly. I've always seen him as like a B-level prospect. I don't put him on the same level as Filip Hrgović or F.A. Jagba. I put him on the tier below. I think he'd be a good contender, but I'll be honest, I don't really see this guy becoming a heavyweight champion, you know? I don't really see him becoming a champion at heavyweight, just a good contender. Joe Blow, he says Gorman showed nothing. He's a bum. Yeah, he was poor. He really did. He showed up with a terrible game plan. Not active enough. No jab. He looked intimidated, to be quite honest. He really looked intimidated. And for all the talk he talked, you know, he didn't deliver. It's got to be said. He really didn't deliver. But, you know, it was what it was. You know, me personally, I believe he choked under the occasion. I think the occasion was a bit too big for him, to be quite honest. Both guys were very inexperienced. I believe Daniel Dubois, he handled it a lot better, kept his shape, kept his composure, and, you know, he was very methodical. Really good performance by Dubois. I was really impressed anyway. I was really impressed. I felt it would be a competitive fight, but it really wasn't. Let's be honest about it. First round was close, but other than that, Dubois was in control. He really was. He was in control throughout. Joe Blow, he says Gorman's got a fat body. He does. He does. Lewis Hurley, Jennings is a decent heavyweight, but struggling that badly with him when he's past his best isn't a good sign for Joe Joyce. I totally agree. I mean, Jennings, you know, he's getting on he's not that old, but he's getting on, coming off a knockout loss. To me, it didn't really appear that he had that same ambition that he once had. And I was expecting a lot more from Joe Joyce, it's got to be said. I was expecting a lot more. But Jennings, he came to fight. I'll give him that credit. He really came to fight. Showed some good counter punching. The left hook in particular to the body and head really wasn't missing. And I felt that fight was a lot closer than the cards had it. I felt that fight was really close, actually. I felt the commentary on that fight was disgraceful, and yeah, the scorecards were way too wide. But that's just my opinion. What can we do? What can we do? 1 second, lads. Yo, the Boxing Kingdom, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you doing? You saying what you saying, Del Boy, Kovalev or Yard? I think we've got to go Kovalev. I believe if Kovalev fights the way he fought against Elidia Alvarez in the rematch, he should win that fight fairly comfortably. I believe Kovalev on the outside is light years ahead of Anthony Yard. His feet are quicker. And if Kovalev gets behind that jab, I think he makes it an easy fight. However, Kovalev is fighting at home. Maybe the pressure of a home crowd could make him go for that knockout. And if that's the case, it does give Yard a bit better of a chance, and maybe Yard could land a big shot on counter and hurt Kovalev. But you've got to favour Kovalev. You really do. I think he's a better boxer. Technically, he's better. He's more experienced. He's more proven. I'm going for Kovalev, and I believe he'll knock Anthony Yard out. But, there's enough in that fight to be interested. Kovalev's getting old, and Yard, he's got quick hands, and he can punch. So there's enough in that fight to be interested, It's one of those fights where you think you know what's going to happen, but, yeah, there's enough there to kind of get you intrigued. It's one of those fights. Box, he says, I think Dubois' jab completely flummoxed Gorman. Yeah, man, that jab on the front foot was something else. Great jab. He was outboxing Gorman while he was coming forwards, Dubois. He was moving forwards, popping that jab on the front foot, and he was outboxing Gorman at times. And I was really impressed with his composure, his calmness, his poise, how he picked his shots. The body work, I felt, was quite underappreciated by the commentary team. He boxed a really good fight. I was impressed. Obviously, he's got a long way to go, but I liked what I saw personally. I really did. He's got a good style to watch. Good style to watch. Dominic Cecchery. Does anybody know who Lawrence Okolie's fighting? I've got no idea, man. I've got no idea. I heard the name Sam Hyde get mentioned, but apparently that's not happening. And we're left in limbo. TBA. We'll see what's happening, man. We'll see what's happening. But yeah, Lawrence Okolie, he's not going to fight anybody decent. Put it that way. Yo, Tone in the chat. What's up, Tone? How are you doing? Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Jennings is still a solid top 15 for me. Joyce is now top 10. Yeah, Jennings is a solid guy. He's a solid guy. I still have Joyce just outside my top 10 right now, but he's getting there. But I honestly believe that fight with Jennings was very close. I felt it was a lot closer than the cards had it. I didn't really have a problem with Joyce getting it, but I felt the cards were a disgrace, to be honest. And the point deduction for Bryant Jennings was also a disgrace, considering Joyce had multiple warnings for using the shoulder to push Jennings off, but Jennings went low a couple of times and he got a point deducted. Bad refereeing there, as far as I'm concerned. Dominic Cecchery, he says, for Lawrence Okolie, probably just an unbeaten, unknown guy. Yeah, you're right. C188, yeah, John Rawlings, man, he was terrible on BT commentary. Yeah, he's turning into Sky. He's turning into Adam Smith. Terrible from John Rawlings. And I've got to say, Barry Jones, I like him, but he wasn't much better. They were both really poor. Really poor. I was disappointed with it. I like BT. I like the way they, present their shows and whatnot. But yeah, the commentary was terrible. Commentary in the UK though is pretty bad. It's really bad. Lewis Hurley, I'd have Joyce in the top 20. Not sure about top 10. A lot of good names. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Not in the top 10 for me, but certainly in the top 20. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, where were we? Joe Blow, Kovalev by demolition. I could see it. I'm leaning towards Kovalev mid-round knockout. Yo, Don Hearn, what's going on, man? How you doing? Box, Joyce is not top 10. You can't put him above Ruiz, Fury, Wilder, Joshua, White, Parker, Pulev, Povetkin, Ortiz, Kaunatsky, and Miller. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Lewis Hurley agrees as well. ABC Def, he's going for Anthony Yard mid-round stoppage. We've got a brave prediction there. That's brave. I've got Kovalev, man. I can't look beyond Kovalev right now. But I've got to say, what I will say is this. If Anthony Yard goes to Russia and wins, that is a great win away from home for a British fighter. That's one of the best in recent years. That would really be impressive as far as I'm concerned. And Yard would, he would deserve a lot of credit if he beats Kovalev in Russia. That would be a hell of a win. Hell of a win. CJW, what's going on, man? Joe Joyce is sluggish. He'll get stopped by any of the top guys. I tend to agree, to be honest with you. Like a Deontay Wilder, I believe would knock him clean out. Povetkin, that left hook of Povetkin, you would imagine would do some damage to Luis Ortiz. Sorry, Luis Ortiz to Joe Joyce. Luis Ortiz himself, I would pick. Joshua, I would pick. Dillian White again. I'd pick all of these guys to beat Joe Joyce. I'd pick all of these guys over Joe Joyce right now. The Boxing Kingdom, it's bizarre that Dubois is still growing physically. Yeah, still a young lad. He's only 21, but yeah, he's going to be a problem when he's 25, 26, when he's really kind of, in his prime. He's going to be a real problem. He's improved a lot since his pro debut. He's improved a lot. I've totally lost where I was. Yeah, Joe Blow, he's saying he replies to the Boxing Kingdom PEDs in regards to Daniel Dubois. Who knows? Who knows? I believe most of these guys are on something. That's just my opinion. But there we go. Loma King. Yeah, what's up, Loma King? I've not seen you for quite some time. How's my uncle brother Dell boy? I'm good, man. I'm good. Not a little bit down, but we're pretty good. We're pretty good. Could be worse, man. It could be worse. There's a lot worse things going on in the world. So yeah, we're good, man. We're good. Yeah, Lewis Hurley, I agree. The refereeing, the commentary, the judges were pretty poor this week. Yep, totally agree. Totally agree. Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News in the chat. What's going on, man? Yeah, ABC Def. McCrory against Archie Sharp. Very, very tough. Showed a lot of bottle. Gave it a go. But, he came unstuck. And yeah, I said on Twitter that Archie Sharp, he's all wrong. Sorry, he is a knockout waiting to happen. Sam Bowen will knock Archie Sharp out. Trust me on that. He'll knock him out. Sam Bowen, Sam Bowen doesn't always look the most dynamic, I guess. But technically, he's quite sound. He's got good punching power, good timing, does the basics very well. I think he'll catch Archie Sharp, and I believe Sam Bowen knocks him out. That's a fight I want to see, though. It's a good fight. It's a really good fight. I believe Sam Bowen is fighting Anthony Kakachvo on the August 3rd Island bill with Conlon. So there's that to look forward to as well. C188, the way the BT presenters gush over Tyson Fury, it's really cringe. I can barely watch it. Yeah, it's embarrassing. BT, I like their presentation, but, they're getting as bad as Sky these days. They're getting pretty bad. The commentary on that Jennings fight was a new low for me. It was really poor. Really poor. For Boxing Kingdom, BT should poach Malinaji from Sky. Good shout. It would certainly improve them. To be honest. And listen, I'm not saying this because he's a meme, but I would love Ronald McIntosh to get a gig on BT. I actually really like Ronald McIntosh. I know he's not for everybody, but listen, I like him. I think he's a good commentator. He's not biased, which is what I like. And he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Dell, what did you make of Dimitrenko bending over the ropes, presenting himself as the whore he's proven to be? Yeah. I mean, we come to expect it now from Dimitrenko. I don't really believe he's got ambition anymore. He's there for paydays. We can go back to that Joseph Parker fight when he laid down. I don't think he has it anymore. He is just cashing out on what little name value he has. But yeah, disappointing from Dimitrenko. But Tony Yoka, I felt he looked quite good. Light on his feet, nice combinations, good hand speed. He's certainly a good prospect. He's a good prospect, Tony Yoka. And hopefully he now stays active for the rest of the year. Maybe 2 more fights this year. That should be good. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Pulev isn't a top 10 fighter. Who's he beat? Mandatories don't make you a top 10 fighter. I get that, but Pulev, he's only got one loss against Vladimir Klitschko. Since then, he's beaten Chisora, a better Chisora than what Dillian White fought, and he handled Chisora a lot better than White, and he's been relatively active. He's got some good wins historically. I still have him top 10. I still have him top 10. But that's just my opinion. I've still got him top 10. Plus, he's got Jenny Suchet on his resume as well. So fair play to him. Fair play to him. Yeah, Dominic, I agree. Sam Bowen beats Archie Sharp. I totally agree. I do like Archie Sharp, though. He's got a nice style to watch, but I just believe defensively he leaves a lot of openings. When he exchanges, his chin is up in the air, man. Up in the air, hands low, backs up in straight lines. I think he gets knocked out. I really do. I think he gets knocked out. ABC Def. I like both Yard and Kovalev, but I feel it's going to be another Kovalev versus Alvarez one. Okay. I mean, listen, Yard, he's younger, he's fresher, he's got quick hands, he can punch. He's got a puncher's chance. It's not one of those fights where you see it as a total mismatch where the other guy's got no chance. Yard has a couple of good attributes going into this fight, but I just favour Kovalev, man. The experience, the pedigree, the amateur background, the style, boxing on the back foot. I think Kovalev should win this fight if he gets it right. But yeah, there's enough there to keep you interested. There's enough there for you to be, semi-doubtful about your prediction. But I've got Kovalev. I do have Kovalev. Yeah, I've totally lost where I was, I've totally lost where I was. Yeah, I've missed so much. How the hell has this happened? Jesus Christ. Lads, if you could smash the like, that would be much appreciated. We don't usually ask for likes, we're not a like whore, but in this instance, help your boy out, smash the like, and that'll make for your day to be outstanding if you smash the like. Yeah, Lewis Hurley, I agree. Pulev's been top 10 for years. His resume is a lot deeper than Joyce's, and just by the eye test, you can see he's better than Joyce. Box also says Pulev has been a universally rated top 10 heavyweight since 2010. Yes, sir. Shah Islam, he says Dubois was always big from 15. Yeah, man, the guy's a unit, man. The guy's an absolute unit. Fair play to him, man. Fair play to him. I like Dubois. I know a lot of people say he's boring. A lot of people say he's got no charisma. Listen, man, the guy comes to fight. He's got a good style. He can punch. He's aggressive. And he's got good ambition. What more do you want? He's a nice kid. And I wish nothing but the best for him, to be honest with you. I wish nothing but the best for him. He's just a good kid. Yo, unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Povetkin gets stopped by Joyce? I doubt it, man. I'm not sure. Yo, Joe Joyce is open for that left hook. He's way open for that left hook. And even the right hand over the top with that low left. Yeah, I think Joyce, man. When Joyce steps to top 5, top 8 level, I think he could come unstuck. ABC Def, I'm going to miss Povetkin when he retires. Yeah, me too. I like Povetkin. I do. I like his style. Shah Islam, loads of fights in the crowd on Saturday. Yeah, I saw on TV. There was a scrap when Gorman and Dubois were fighting. I saw that. Funny as fuck. Every single Frank Warren show, there's a tear up. Every single show. Crazy stuff, man. ABC Def, Povetkin would kill Robocop, aka Joe Joyce. Yeah, I agree. I think Povetkin would knock him out. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Pulev hasn't beaten anybody. He's there by default. Rise to fame is losing to Vladimir. Yeah, that's his standout fight. I agree, but like he's still got a few good names on there. You know, guys like I know they're nothing now, but Dimitrenko and Ustinov were more relevant when Pulev beat them. Chisora, Tony Thompson. He's got a few names there. He's got a few names. Certainly a better resume than Joe Joyce. Shah Islam, he's saying Joe Joyce isn't on PEDs. He's always been massive from the amateurs. Omni, Surge Media, Hergovich, Ajagba, and Dubois are the three I'm looking out for. Yeah, those guys look quite good right now. Hergovich, nice fluid style, kind of reminiscent of Vitaly Klitschko. Ajagba, beautiful jab, lovely long right hand, and a lot of power on his shots. And Dubois, a wrecking ball coming forwards. Yeah, those three guys are looking good right now. I agree. Also, there's a few more heavyweight prospects out there. Arslanbek Makhmudov, Jalolov as well. There's a few guys out there right now who really do impress me and get me excited. I think the next generation of heavyweight prospects, they're looking quite promising right now. They really are. Lewis Hurley, he's saying Povetkin would piece up Joyce even at this stage. I agree. Yo, the Boxing Kingdom, he's saying Ajagba recently got iced. Do you mean in sparring? Did Ajagba get knocked out in sparring? I've not heard that. That's interesting. Spill the beans. The box, he says Pulev beat Thompson when he was top rated, top 5. Yeah. ABC Def, Joyce is shite. he's a knockout waiting to happen, just like Lawrence Okoli and Jaime Munguia. I think he gets knocked out at elite level. I really do. CJW, what do you think of Pacquiao Furman? And who do you think is the best in the welterweight division right now? CJW, I believe Furman beats Pacquiao just about on points, close points win. And basically, right now, by default, I've got Errol Spence as number one, but the winner of Pacquiao Furman overtakes him as number one, in my opinion. That's how I see the welterweight division right now. But I am leaning towards Furman to beat Pacquiao. Don Hearn, Dell, are you watching Ultimate Boxer on Friday on Box Nation? I don't know yet because this weekend I'm out. I believe, well, I'm in London on Saturday. I know that much. And I'm not sure if I can watch it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to have time. But if I can, I will. I believe Mikhail Lawal is in that as well. That Ultimate Boxer. He's a good prospect at cruiserweight. Yo, what's up, Corey Lee Boxing? Salute Del Boy, rest in peace, Sweet Pea. Yeah, man. I made a video just before I came on about Sweet Pea. I saw it this afternoon, the news, and yeah, I couldn't believe it, man. I really couldn't believe it. You know, taken out of the blue. It's just, yeah, it's such a shame. Such a great fighter, one of the best of his generation, an all-time great defensive fighter. And yeah, man, didn't expect that at all. And it goes to show, like I said it in the video, but you really need to be grateful. Like tomorrow, you could walk out your house and it could be your last day. You know, you could be in good health, you could be fine, you could be dandy, but you know, we really shouldn't take things for granted. You know, sad, really sad, really sad. Sean Burke, who have you got, Beterbiev or Vodzik? Beterbiev by knockout for me. Yes. Now I've heard on Twitter this fight is in negotiations, and they are trying to finalise it for the fall. If that fight happens, wow, that's a great fight. First and foremost, who would I pick? I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting on the fence. I will make a prediction, but I need time to think about it. I do need time. It's a great fight, though. It's a great fight. I think somebody gets knocked out. I'll say that much. Great fight. And by the way, lads, sorry for the bunged up sound. I've got a bit of a hay fever's kicking in right now, so apologies for that. Corey Lee boxing. Tony Yoka beats Joe Joyce. Do you know what? I think I agree. I believe. Well, I felt Joe Joyce beat Tony Yoka in the amateurs, but right now in the pros, you know, Tony Yoka looks a bit better right now. He does. Certainly more mobile, better hand speed, just a better all-round boxer. Maybe Yoka would struggle with the pressure, but we'll see. It's a good fight though. I'd love to see it. Yeah, box. Ronald McIntosh. Yeah, he did the BT gig for Galahad Warrington, called it straight down the middle. Frank Warren was in Las Vegas watching the fight and slated him, so he won't be on BT anymore. Yeah, Ronald McIntosh. I know the guy's become a bit of a meme with Ty and Booth, but I really like him. I think he's a very good commentator. I really do. Always calls it down the middle. Doesn't really play favourites, that's what I like about him. You know, people kind of make fun of his vocabulary, but I like him. I think he's a good commentator. I do. Corey Lee boxing. I want to see Joyce versus Washington and FA versus Dubois. Yeah, FA versus Dubois. Somebody is going to sleep. That's not going 12 rounds. I believe Joyce would have too much for Washington, though. I think Joyce would walk through Washington. I know Washington. He got a good win this weekend, but I would still pick Joyce to beat him. I would like to see Washington versus Charles Martin. To be honest with you, I think that'd be a decent fight. What makes Joyce top 10 unbiased? He beat a past it Jennings, and that's it. Yeah, that's how I see it. I would say Joyce is top 15. I would say Joyce is top 15. Box, he says most people have Pulev top 10. I agree. Corey Lee, he says to ABC Def, Beterbiev is the best at 175. Man, I cannot call 175 right now. You've got the four champions: Vodzik, Beterbiev, Bivol, and Kovalev. All very good fighters, all good champions. And outside of that, you've got guys like Marcus Brown, who on his day is, in my opinion, as good as anybody. And even guys like Elidia Alvarez, that division is stacked. Gilberto Ramirez moving up. I cannot call light heavyweight right now. I really can't. Great division. Maybe Beterbiev is the guy. Who knows? Yo, Chris Hughes in the chat. What's going on, Chris? How you doing? Thanks for dropping by, man. Thanks for dropping by. Lewis Hurley, Pulev's a good fighter. He'd give most top 10 guys a tough fight. I agree, man. I agree. I believe he would as well. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Chisora is he's a journeyman with 9 losses. Best win is against Takam. Yeah, you're right. He is like a gatekeeper, but he's a gatekeeper who took Dillian White life and death. And some people see Dillian White as the fourth best heavyweight in the world. Despite the scorecards, Pulev handled Chisora fairly easily. That was no way a split decision. No way. He handled Chisora much easier than Dillian White. And Chisora was a bit fresher when Pulev fought him. So, I still see Pulev as a solid guy in the division. Pulev's a good fighter, man. He's solid. He's good. I don't have him in my top 5, but he's like, near the end of the top 10, the back end of the top 10. Yeah, I'm so far behind, bruv. I'm so far behind. Yeah, how the fuck have I got so far behind? Yeah, every single time I do a live stream, I've got no idea how this fucking happens because I think I'm on top of it, and yeah, I'm so far behind. Yeah, as he's in the chat, Nordic Warrior. Damn, I'm really far behind, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm so far behind. I'm gonna scroll down a bit. What's up, Nordic? Nordic Warrior, he says, I saw some scraps at Warrington Galahad. Yeah, a lot of these Frank Warren shows, they seem to have a lot of fights. I remember going to see Billy Joe versus Blandon Mora, I think it was. And even at that fight, there's a lot of guys in the toilet queuing up to take coke. There's a lot of fights. Yeah, a lot of these Frank Warren cards, they seem to attract the worst type of boxing fan, to be honest. I don't know what it is about Frank Warren shows, but always trouble. Always trouble. What else did I go to? Chisora versus what's the German dude? What's his name? Gerber. Even in that fights, trouble. Like that's another reason I don't really watch many live shows anymore. That sort of thing puts me off. Like fights and all that nonsense puts me off. Not my thing, man. Not my thing. Looks like unrivaled and unbiased heavyweight rankings and news are getting into it. Yeah, the Leeds crowd are mental, man. They are crazy people, man. Crazy. Yeah, what's up, Azzy? What's up, Azzy? Azzy always taking shots at Dell. Always taking shots. Are you on the coke again? Absolutely not. Had a couple of glasses of water. We're being healthy tonight. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. And we don't touch any of that extracurricular stuff, man. We don't do that sort of stuff over here. But as he says, oh, sorry, no, I misread what Azzy said. Ajagba looks good. Are you on coke again, Dell? Ajagba's slow. He's slow. He is slow, but he's a big lump. He's got a good jab, nice long right hand, good high guard. He does the basics well, you know. And at heavyweight, that alone can take you a long way. That alone can take you a long way. He's no bum, in my opinion. He's no bum. I don't rate him as high as Hergovich. I think Hergovich is the standout prospect at heavyweight, but and Jagba's quite good. He's decent. Okay, unrivaled and yeah, unrivaled's getting into it with I believe unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. Joe Blow in the chat. The Boxing Kingdom. Who was the African heavyweight prospect who got done by the Russian journeyman recently? I'm sure it was a Jagba, or maybe I'm wrong. No, the guy you're thinking of is I forgot the dude's name, but he lost to Rodney Hernandez on a PBC card. Rodney Hernandez is like a good journeyman, a Mexican journeyman, and he knocked him out. It wasn't a Jagba though. It was another Nigerian heavyweight. I forgot the dude's name though. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. You know. On the Surge Media, who would you favour in a Pulev versus Povetkin fight if they were to fight tomorrow? I've got to say, I would favour Povetkin. I think he's a more versatile fighter. I think he's got more in the locker, to be quite honest. He's more explosive, he hits harder, and he's got better results at heavyweight. All in all, for me, he's more proven. And I just believe he's a better fighter. I think he'd beat Pulev. I think Pulev would give him problems early on with that jab from range. But if Povetkin gets mid-range and on the inside, I think Povetkin has him. Good fight, though. But I'll take Povetkin. Maybe late stoppage. Nordic Warrior, he says Povetkin would knock out Pulev easily. I would say late on. Maybe, late on Povetkin knockout. But I think Pulev would give him problems early on. That's how I'd see it. Oh man, I'm lost again. I'm lost again. Jesus Christ. Yeah, unrivaled and unbiased to getting into it, man. Shah Islam, he says, I believe Daniel Dubois should have at least 7 to 8 more fights before he challenges for a title. Guys like Chisora, Pulev, Martin, Kaunetsky, and Parker. Yeah, good shout. I mean, the guy's 21 years old. There's no rush. There really is no rush. You know, maybe someone like Charles Martin would be a good shout. Gerald Washington. These could be good names for Daniel Dubois. But yeah, man, no rush at all. Imagine how when he's 25 years old, he's 21 now, like when he gets into his physical prime, he's going to be a very, serious proposition for most of these guys. He does the basics well. He's got a beautiful jab, good shape, good power, good punch technique, does the basics well. And like I said, he's a humble guy who I don't think he believes in his own hype, which is a good sign. I think, and like I said earlier, I think people are a bit over the top when they criticise his personality. Just a quiet kid. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Adam Scott, he says Yoka definitely beats Joyce. I don't think it's that close. Yeah, I believe Yoka looks more polished at this stage. He's actually taken to the pro game a lot better than I thought he would, to be quite honest. Apart from the Jonathan Rice fight, Yoka's looked quite good. He seems to be picking up a bit more power. He places his shots really well. Good variety, good hand speed, good foot speed, good in and out movement. The guy's a good prospect. How does he handle pressure? Not sure. What's his chin like? Not sure. But the early signs look quite promising from Tony Yoka. Certainly a good prospect. Certainly a good prospect. I would like to see him, fight a couple of more times this year. Maybe stay in France. Maybe fight a Duharpas type. And then next year, fight in America, fight in the UK, and, then branch out from there. Adam Scott, Joyce isn't going to change his style, but it won't take him to top level. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, he punches like Conor McGregor. Arm punches. Yeah. Yeah, his punch technique is quite horrible, to be honest. I believe he can beat some good guys, like outside the top six, top seven. But when he gets to that level, he'll come unstuck. He really will. Jesus Christ! Again, I'm so far behind, man. I'm so far behind. So far behind. Yeah, Lewis Hurley. I saw the Pacquiao Furman gloves are off. I saw that. I quite enjoyed it. Furman was trolling, and Manny Pacquiao. To me, man, he seems to have got the bit between his teeth. He looks very motivated. He looks a bit, he looks a bit wound up by Keith Furman and his presence. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I'm gutted I can't see it live. I'm out on the night of a fight, but I'd love to see it. I really would. I'm gutted. I'm gutted I'm missing it. But there we go, man. There we go. Terrible timing on my part. Shah Islam, Huey Fury, a top five heavyweight. Yeah, I saw that shit, man. I saw that. I saw Huey Fury saying that win over Peter makes him top five. Crazy. Crazy delusional. Couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. I mean, the guy struggled with the corpse of Samuel Peter. He struggled. He did. Poor. Really poor. Yo, Shepherd of Sons in the chat. What's going on, man? Mr. Shepherd of Sons. And by the way, lads, I know a lot of you guys are part of that BDA crew. Shout out to BDA. That debate last night was very entertaining. I really enjoyed it between Johnny Boy and Recognise the Matrix. Really enjoyed it. I was surprised with the result though. Fair play to Recognise for coming through. But yeah, really enjoyed it. And by the way, I loved the chat. I really loved the chat when that debate was going on, or when the quiz was going on. Cracked me up, man. Really good. Really good. Adam Scott, Frank Warren is like an Only Fools and Horses character. Yeah, he is, man. Wheeler and dealer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who timed out unbiased heavyweight rankings and news? Okay, ABC Death. Okay, you didn't mean it. He was trying to get to his channel and you timed him out accidentally. Fair play. But no, sorry, unbiased man. He can have his say, man. Whether you agree with him or not is what it is. But he can have his say, man. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns. Yeah, man. I'm under the water, man. I'm good. Bottle of water right here. 2 liters. We are down to the last. I would say 500 mil. Exactly, Azzy. You know, I'm here. I'm not just a boxing YouTuber slash twat who makes terrible predictions. I'm also your punching bag, you know. CJW, Samuel Peter needs a world title shot. Do you know what, CJW? I would love to see Samuel Peter versus um, David Price, just because that'd be hilarious. I'd honestly, Samuel Peter, 38 years old, or probably 45, he would knock out David Price. I've said it. He would knock out David Price. There we go. 54 Trail Swan. Yes, I did, sir. I watched the cricket and I really enjoyed it. I don't usually like cricket. It's not my thing, but I had to watch it, man. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Shepherd of Sons out there calling people kids. Look at him. Shepherd of Sons getting rude in the chat. Oh, dear. Yo, Seymour Cox, what's going on, man? Bruv, we've been going for 46 minutes. 46 minutes. CJW, Prince Patel, #1, yes sir. He got robbed this weekend. Now he got fucking beat every round on that Jeddah card. Terrible performance by Prince Patel. Didn't let his hands go. Shelling up. Poor. Really poor. Hopefully he got paid well, you know? But there we go. Yeah, he was terrible. Old Prince Patel. Really bad. 54 Trail Swan. Tony Yoka versus Duharpas or Takam is a good fight. Yeah, I like those fights for Tony Yoka. Maybe Duharpas next, followed by Takam. I would be happy. You know, they would be decent fights in France. Yeah. Azzy, Joyce needs to stop changing trainers and learn something with Booth. All this trainer roulette, sorry, doesn't work. Yeah, I agree. I liked Ismail Salas for Joe Joyce. I felt Salas was doing a good job, but you know that fell through, and then he moved on to Abel Sanchez and now Joe Joyce. Where were we? Okay, 1 second. Okay. Um. Sorry, I got lost then. 54 Troll Swan. Tony Yoka looks like a giant Amir Khan with his stance. Yeah, he does actually. There's similarities there. Omni Surge Media. Tony Yoka versus Richard Latte is a good step up fight. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that. Latte certainly come to fight against Dubois. He actually had more success than Nathan Gorman, Richard Latte. ABC Def, Yoko's 28. I think he's like 27, 28. Yeah. Not that old. Still got time. Yeah, shit, I got lost, man. I got lost. Azzy, what's cricket? What do you mean, what's cricket? We won the World Cup, son. What do you mean? Yeah, Jose Fuentes. Yeah, Jose. Yeah, I've got a blocked nose, man. I've got a blocked nose. It's not coke related, you know. It's nothing like that. Just hay fever, and yeah, yeah. I'm well behind in this chat, man. Well behind. Yeah, yeah, Azzy. I need to clone myself up to keep up. Yeah, man. Totally agree. Seymour Cox, Furman winning. Yeah, I've got Keith Furman winning on points. I think it's going to be close, but Keith Furman on points for me. I think his legs are going to win him this fight. I really do. Box Latte has no age on BoxRec. Yeah, he's close to 40, 100%. I think I saw on BT when he fought Dubois. I think he was listed as like 26. No way. No way in hell is that guy 26, 27. The guy's like nearly 40, 100%. 100%. Solomon, he says, Del Boy, uh, sorry, Solomon, should Fury fight Washington since he needs, and sorry, should Fury fight Washington since he needs to in America, he will likely be IBF number 5 since Hellenius is now. Yeah, I've heard Washington versus Fury. A few people said that. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. You know, I think the next fight is going to be another gimme fight. And I guess Washington makes sense. Coming off a good win. Makes sense. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, Johnny got beat, man. He got beat fair and square, but you know, Johnny got a few awkward questions. I can't lie. He did. He got a few awkward questions. But fair play to recognise, you know, he got the ones right, man. He done enough to win. So fair play to him. I believe it's McGregor versus Recognise next. That's what I heard anyway. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. I've got McGregor though, I can't lie. My money's on McGregor. Jose Fuentes, Del Boy 94 versus Porky's Corner. Who wins? Well, the dude's blocked me, man. So, you know, blocking's cheating. So I win automatically. He blocked me on Twitter. What can we say? What can we say? He saw what a beautiful looking, lean, tall gentleman I am. He got intimidated. What can I say? I'm chatting shit. I'm chatting shit. As he recognised was reading the chat for answers. Are you calling into question the integrity of recognise the matrix? No, recognise done a good job, man. That's the only thing though about that competition. You can read the chat. You know, it's not foolproof. That's the only thing. You've got to really trust people's word that they're not cheating. But I liked it, man. It was a really good listen. I was at work today on my own, and yeah, it got me through the day. You know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Jose Fuentes, I've got a blocked nose. I've got a blocked nose. Yeah, Dominic Tetchery, Price versus Peter. Make it happen. Make it happen. Backmasker, he would probably body Price. Yeah, exactly. Pricey versus Peter. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Bro, Ego has like 150k subscribers. The dude can't tell a pull counter from a TKO. Yeah, unrivaled. Sorry, yeah, I do agree, unrivaled. Ego, I, I don't think he's the most knowledgeable guy out there, but he puts his stuff together quite well. It looks fancy, it looks flashy. And listen, the guy has put in work. Whether we agree with him or not, that's up for debate. But the guy's put in work, so I can't really hold that against him. There are guys out there with 100 subs who have better knowledge, 100%. But the guy's still put in work, so fair play to him. Fair play to him. Yeah, ABC Def. Yeah, it was good stuff, man. I really don't like cricket, but even I enjoyed it. It was good stuff, man. It was good stuff. Unrivaled boxing talking news. Cricket? Nah, I'm out. Peace, gents. Come on now. Don't be like that. Just because England won something, don't be like that. Oh dear. Joe Blow in the chat. Pricey is like the guy put on the team because his dad was a big donor. Yeah, exactly. He's still getting those opportunities, man. Still getting those fights. Azzy, seriously, what the hell is cricket? Azzy, you know what cricket is. It's like a better version of baseball, I guess. It's like a better version of baseball. Where are you from, Azzy, by the way? I always thought you were from the UK. I just kind of assumed that for some reason. I always assumed you was from the UK. Unrivaled boxing talking news. It's some insect that makes a noise, Azzy. Chris Hughes, Dell, can I get a blue wrench? Chris Hughes, with the blue wrench comes great responsibility. If I give you said blue wrench, you have to promise not to abuse your power as a blue wrench holder. If you can do that, you can have a wrench. I'm going to trust you. There's your wrench. And shit, as he hasn't got a wrench, I just noticed that. I just noticed that. Azzy, would you like a wrench, dear boy? If you want a wrench, let me know. I'll give you one. See? There we go. Yeah, this hay fever's killing me, lads. I really do apologise. McGregor, the captain for England is Morgan, the Irish fella. Yeah, I know. I saw that. But he sold himself out to play for England. But nah, fair play to him, man. He's a good player from what I saw anyway. He's a good player. Azzy, I hope English people don't understand. Sorry, what am I saying, man? I hope English people understand cricket doesn't exist outside of England. Bruv, apparently 1 billion people watched it worldwide. Real talk, like I couldn't believe that. 1 billion people worldwide watched the Cricket World Cup. That's crazy. I didn't realise it was that popular, to be honest with you. I know, like England, Australia, New Zealand, India, Pakistan, West Indies, they play it a lot, but like other than that, it's not really popular elsewhere. uh, on the Surge Media, Prince Patel just killed his chances at getting a super fight with Kugan Cassius. Yes, sir. In hindsight, I think Kugan Cassius would have caved his head in. I'll fucking cave your head in, mate. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Jose Fuentes, Ishmael Salas apparently retired. Yes, sir. That's what I heard as well. He's living the life as well, man, from what I see. And Jose, if I'm not mistaken, you are Jason from the Boxing Asylum podcast. If so, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Oh shit. Shit. Um, I'm gonna try and say his name. Yok. No, I'm going to say Solomon. Solomon, he's donated in the super chat. Salute Del Boy, unrivaled as a casual, and ABC is a loser. Damn, shot fired. Shots fired. Sorry, shots fired. I think your other account should be it should have come out from timeout now. By the way, let me try and go back. I'll try and find it because when I click on it, I can't undo it. I don't know. I can't undo it. I think it's out of timeout now. Anyway. Azzy, unrivaled pick Gorman to beat Dubois, so he must be a casual. Man, I picked Gorman as well. I picked Gorman as well. I I bottled it. I bottled it because I was originally going with Dubois. Then I fell into the hype. I fell into the hype and I picked Gorman. I got it wrong. I got it badly wrong. But no, fair play to Dubois though. Fair play to him. Damn. Box, he says Ego must have 80% subs who are bots. Maybe. The thing is though, with bots, I think you would know if the guy is actually sub botting because with YouTube, every like year, you will lose a few subs because of like the purge. YouTube do like a purge every so often where they remove dead accounts. And I would imagine if you've bought subscribers, the accounts are dead anyway. So like a year later, I think you're going to lose a lot of those subs that you purchased. So I would say if the guy has actually purchased subs, he wouldn't have bought many. I think most of his growth is quite legit, to be honest with you. The guy's been going for quite some time, Ego, to be fair to him. But who knows? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Backmaster, Fury and Warren did a good job of convincing people Gorman had a chance. Yeah, Jose Fuentes, like I said yesterday on The Asylum, Samuel Peter should be in the Hall of Fame. He's got a win over James Toney. If Gatti's in, everybody gets in. That's it, though. That's what I always say with the Hall of Fame. I disagree that Sam Peter should be in, but putting Gatti in there sets a precedent. You know, there's so many better fighters than Gatti who are not in. And, you know, they kind of shot themselves in the foot when they put Gatti in there. It kind of lessened the Hall of Fame in a way. Obviously, Gatti was a very good fighter in his own right, but he was at a certain level. He's not a Hall of Famer, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. Seymour Cox, will Allen stop Pricey? I think so. I think so. I think Price starts well when he's fresh. He'll win the first 3 to 4 rounds. After that, he'll gas and he'll then get knocked out. That's how I see it. I believe Allen, yeah, he knocks Price out. I hope Price wins. I'm rooting for Price, but I am picking Dave Allen. Hold up, lads. Hold up. Here we go. Dominic Chetchery, he agrees. He says, he says Allen will knock out David Price. Yeah, I think so. Box, he says if it goes longer than 3 rounds, Allen stops Price. Yep, I agree. ABC Def, saying you're going to give Azzy the wrench is wrong, Dell. Come on, bro. Unrivaled, don't give Azzy a wrench. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. He says, if Azzy gets a wrench, I think my super chat deserves a wrench. It's a good point. It's a good point. Azzy, Unrivaled is a Sven Otke fan, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Unrivaled, he seems the Sven Otke type. He does. he seems a Sven Otke type. Sven Otke was a better fighter than he's given credit for. I will say that. You know, he's a better fighter than he's given credit for. A lot of wins on his resume. People debate them, but for me, the only clear robbery on his resume is Robin Reed. Other than that, there's nothing super clear that are robberies, in my opinion. The Glenn Johnson fight was close, could have gone either way. You know, there's a couple of others as well, could have gone either way. But yeah, Walter Morrison, Rip, Sweet Pea, yes sir, yes sir. Sorry lads, I am fucking struggling with hay fever, man. Don't know what's going on. Yeah, Jose Fuentes, I agree. Pulev, underrated. He rocked Vlad with a jab, schooled Chisora like any decent boxer should be doing. And yeah, Dillian White, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Dillian White ducked Pulev. He did. He avoided Pulev. Unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. He's got Wilder number one. I can see that. I can see that. I've got Ruiz number one, but I can see Wilder as number one as well. I can see that. Yo, I'm so sorry, lads. I am so far behind. I'm so far behind. Terrible. Amateur hour. Amateur hour. Terrible, man. We got 30 people in here, though, so thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Chase Athletics. What's up, Chase? It's big in old British colonies, sorry. So most of the English-speaking countries. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. See you, Dominic. See you later. Okay, Jose. Yeah, so you're Jason from Boxing Asylum. Shout out, man. Shout out. It's a great pod, by the way. I'm sure everybody in here knows who the Boxing Asylum are, but if you've not listened to them, give them a listen, man. Great podcast. Well, I would say they are I'd say they're my favorite podcast on YouTube. To be honest, in terms of boxing, 100%. Anyway, Azzy, you didn't answer my earlier question. Where are you from? I swear I thought you was English or like from the UK. You've got me curious. You've got me curious. Unrivaled boxing talk and news with disrespect. 1 billion worldwide, half of them in countries where you shit in a hole in the ground. Jesus Christ. Those are the thoughts of unrivaled boxing talk and news. They are in no way endorsed, encouraged, or championed by Del Boy. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, unbiased heavyweight rankings and news, aka Solomon. Huey Fury is terrible. I totally agree. Cannot stand watching him. Got no interest. Yeah, I don't want to see him again. I don't want to see him again. Not great to watch at all. Dominic Cecchery, breaking news. Fabian Delph signs for Everton. I actually think that's a half decent signing. It's a decent signing. You know, he could do a job for Everton. Decent signing. Box. Delph signing of the summer. CJW, do you think Warrington beats Stevenson? Nope. I've got Shakur Stevenson on points in that one, to be honest with you. Tough fight, I know, early for Stevenson, but I believe Stevenson, his style is all wrong for Warrington, to be honest with you. I think Stevenson is a very good fighter. Very good fighter. Jose Fuentes, Eddie Hearn needs to make Okole versus Riakporhe, Buatsi versus Richards this year. Totally agree. Or Okole versus the Riakporhe, Billum Smith winner. Yeah, I agree. I really do. You know, Riakporhe in particular. Big dude, puncher, does the basics well. Good fight. Plus, you've got the angle of Riakporhe being a Dillian White fighter, Lawrence Okole being a Joshua fighter. Yeah, that fight makes a lot of sense. Chase Athletics in the super chat. Thank you very much. No way Joyce wins on points without home cooking. Yeah. If you're talking about that Jennings fight, I felt that fight was extremely close. I actually had it a draw in terms of rounds, but because of that bogus points deduction, I had it for Joyce. Very close, though. The commentary was disgraceful from BT. Absolutely disgraceful. Couldn't believe it what I was hearing. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, Jose, I agree. Gatti was good, but only in exciting fights at a certain level. Yeah, I get like the argument for Gatti is like he's got like legendary fights in boxing. You know, great fights people go back to watch. But like in terms of resume, in terms of accomplishments, there's so many guys out there who have better resumes, have done better things, who are not in the Hall of Fame. You know, guys like Mike McCallum, for example. Guy's got a great resume and not in the Hall of Fame. Whereas Arturo Gatti is, you know. But there we go. Packmaster. Let's hope for Big Stiff Plumber wins. Yes, sir. Team Price, Team Big Truck. Yes, sir. Team Plumber. There we go. Oh, shit. If Juventus get a Cardi, this is football related. Everton might get Keane on loan. Yeah, Moise Keane. That'd be a good signing for Everton. Yeah. Is Icardi going to Juventus? Yeah, if Juventus get a Cardi, that's a hell of a team they got there. Hell of a team. Bruv, I'm far behind. Jose Fuentes, Joe Calzaghe versus Sven Otke should have happened. Yeah, totally agree. Should have happened. I would have picked Calzaghe on points. I think that fight would have been a lot more competitive than some people let on. But I would have picked Calzaghe. Maybe a 117, 111 type decision. I think ultimately Calzaghe would have outworked him. But Otke was a decent defensive fighter, technically sound, awkward, you know, nice jab. Good fight, but I would have taken Calzaghe on points, to be honest with you. But yeah, you're right. It should have happened. Should have happened. Guilty Simpson Dell, what do you think of Michael Hunter's chances against Joe Joyce? I think he would have a very good chance. Maybe the size of Joyce could be a problem, but you know, Hunter's feet are so much quicker. You could see him getting in and out with that jab, jab to the body, jab to the head, and kind of outboxing Joe Joyce. Very good fight, but yeah, I would give Michael Hunter a really good chance. I might even lean towards him, to be honest with you. I think I would lean towards Michael Hunter to beat Joe Joyce. Good body puncher as well, Michael Hunter. And as we saw against Jennings, maybe Joyce is susceptible to the body. Maybe that's something other guys should target. Shit, Solomon. Huey Fury reminds me of Mick Hennessy. Jesus. Yeah, Lewis Hurley, I agree, man. I agree. I used to think Huey was a fantastic prospect back in the day. Pretty embarrassing looking back. Mate, I felt he was a good prospect as well. At one point, I really rated him, but yeah, to me, Huey Fury, he's he's not progressed at all since the Rudenko fight. To me, he's not got any better. In fact, I think he looks worse now than he did a couple of years ago. I think he looks worse. I've never seen a 24-year-old look so jaded, tired, and disinterested. Something's wrong there. I'm sorry. Something's wrong. The guy just doesn't look up for it. He doesn't. Ruben Guerrero, what do you think is lacking in Huey Fury? Bro, I've got no clue, but like I said earlier, something isn't right. Whether he still has health issues, maybe. Is he being overtrained? I'm not sure. But he looks like he's getting worse. You know? He looks like he's getting worse. His last performance where he looked okay was the Parker fight. And in that fight, to me, he didn't do enough offensively, but he looked good in spots. I felt he lost the fight, but he showed some good flashes. Since then, he showed nothing. Nothing at all. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. What do you think of the talk about Jeron Ennis possibly fighting Josecito Lopez this year? Very good step up. I would love to see that. I think that's an ideal fight for Jeron Ennis, to be honest with you. Ideal. I would love to see it. Very good step up. Another fight I would like to see from Ennis is Ray Robinson. That's a good step up as well. Got guys like that, Lopez, Robinson. They're the type of guys I want to see these prospects fighting. Good trial horses. Guys who aren't going to go there to lay down. Jose Fuentes, Akole hasn't been good since Askin. Yeah, Akole, he's hit and miss. Akole just right now, he's so unmemorable, I guess. I forgot who he fought last. He fought Wadi Camacho. He looked okay in that fight. Who did he fight last? I forgot, man. I forgot. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Dell, what do you think of City's new Busquets? Rodri? Yeah, he's a good player, man. He's technically sound, but he's a hard worker. Breaks the play up. He's a good player. I think he's an ideal replacement for Fernandinho. Ready-made replacement. Good signing, I would say. Jose Fuentes, I'm sure McCallum is in the Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure he isn't. I'm sure he isn't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I swear he wasn't. CJW, Huey Fury would stop Mike Tyson, aka Shades of Ali. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guilty Simpson, Huey Fury versus Malik Scott. Only one punch will be landed per round. Can you imagine such a fight? How shit would that be? Bruv, I would literally drag my balls across a mile of shattered glass than watch that fight. Piss off with that fight, man. Jesus Christ. Terrible fight, Guilty Simpson. Terrible. Yeah, yeah, Guilty Simpson. Beterbiev versus Vodzik. Apparently, it's in talks. Apparently, it's being finalised for the fall. So if that happens, I'm making sure I'm in for that fight. Making sure. Yeah, Jose. Akole fought Thomas Lodi before the Camacho fight. Who did he fight after Camacho, though? I'm sure he's fought since then. Let me have a look. I swear he's fought after Camacho. Let's have a look. Lawrence Akole. It's bugging me now. When I see it, it's going to piss me off. Let's have a look. Oh no, Camacho was his last fight. Okay. No, Camacho was his last fight. I swear he fought after that. But that goes to show how unmemorable Akole's career's been at the minute. You know? Huey Fury is shades of Cash Ali if he fights him and gets bitten. Shit. Price beats Huey Fury? Maybe. I mean, right now I cannot count on Huey Fury to do anything, to be honest with you. To me, that guy's a write-off, Huey Fury. Uh, he's a good spoiler. He can make you look bad, but I just don't believe this guy has it. I really don't. I mean, I'm going to come out and say it, yeah. Even Dominic Brazil, I think he would give Huey Fury fits. I think Huey Fury would really struggle with Dominic Brazil. His size, his presence, his power. I don't think Huey Fury's about it. I really don't. He's a spoiler. He's a messer. He's not an elite. He's not an elite level fighter though. He's not. Huey Fury looks like a capable journeyman who survives. That's what he looks like to me. He looks like a sparring partner, and that's how I see him. To be honest, he's getting worse, and yeah, I just don't rate him. To be quite honest, I don't rate him at all. Yo, get this smoke. What's going on, man? Oh yeah, Jose, I agree. Akole, despite the fights in his career being boring and him holding a lot, he's actually in 12 fights. He's got a few good names: Askin, Chamberlain, Camacho. These are good names for a guy who's 12-0. They're good names. You know, Luke Watkins as well. AA boxing and blunts. Huey Fury didn't progress since he won the ABAs. Yes, sir. Yeah, he's looked poor for a long time, in my opinion. Looked really poor. Azzy, Brazil would cave Huey Fury's head in. Jose Fuentes, Dominic Brazil beats Andy Ruiz, man. I think Ruiz bashes him up, to be honest. Yeah, Wilder, he knocked Brazil's head into Rosette. Like he decapitated Dominic Brazil. I loved that knockout though. I loved that knockout against Brazil. Beautiful knockout. Do you know I'm a sick fuck, but do you know when like you see a boxing match and you see one of those flush knockouts where you can hear the punch connect? Bro, that beautiful knockout, man. Beautiful knockout. No, Jose Fuentes, you're right. You're right. Before Wilder versus Brazil and Joshua versus Ruiz, a lot more people were looking forward to Wilder Brazil more. Yeah, no, you're right. Me personally, I kind of had them on the same level. I kind of saw them as a similar fight, but how wrong we were. How wrong we were. Lewis Hurley, maybe Huey Fury doesn't like boxing too much and just does it for money. He never seems asked. Yeah, you're right. He's lazy, lackadaisical, no output, no aggression, no volume, just nothing there offensively, nothing there at all. CJW, Gennady Golovkin wants to fight Munguia. Yeah, terrible fight. Terrible fight. Hopefully that's BS. Hopefully that doesn't happen. If Golovkin fights Munguia, that's a joke, as far as I'm concerned. Absolute joke. You've had your Steve Rolls, you've had your comeback fight. Fight someone decent. I'm not saying Munguia is terrible, but he's a light middleweight who's been looking quite poor recently. Leave that guy at light middleweight. Shit, I've lost where I was again. Uh, Omni Surge Media. Dubois should get the Price versus Allen winner. I would like to see that, but Matchroom and Warren, I cannot see them working together. To be quite honest, I can't see it. Azzy, Saunders wants no smoke. He wants Callum Smith. Apparently, he wants Callum Smith. But at the same time, like the Quag said, is it too little, too late? Who cares what Billy Joe wants? He's had many chances. That's also right. Billy Joe, for a long time, he showed no ambition, and maybe he's paying for it now, despite him now showing that ambition. Maybe he's paying for it now. Who knows? But, Billy Joe, he did offer, well, BT offered Callum Smith a good 50-50 split for that fight. Callum Smith turned it down. I can't really blame Billy Joe for that. Do you know what I mean? I can't blame Billy Joe. Chase Athletics. Dubois needs to keep learning. Still raw. Yeah, he's still raw, but he's got a lot of natural ability. Natural raw talent, I should say. Big, strong, powerful, good jab. Good solid fundamentals, and if he can build on that, he can go a long way. He can go a long way. Really good talent. Really good talent. I wasn't sure about Dubois when he first turned pro, to be honest with you. I weren't sure, but he's coming on really well. Really good prospect. Lewis Hurley, Dubois would knock out Allen and Price on the same night. Would be a waste of time. Should be looking at higher level opponents. I agree. I would pick Dubois to beat both. However, I don't think you need to rush him either. 21 years old, maybe a couple of fights at domestic level would be a good thing while he's developing. But yeah, I don't think there's any rush with Dubois. I would like to see that fight, the Allen Price winner, personally. I think that'd be a good fight for him. Backmaster, Billy Joe Saunders gifted the belt at 168 and still hiding. Yeah, that 168 belt was a bit bogus, to be honest with you. I mean, he beat Shefat Isafi for that belt. The guy looks like a kebab shop owner, to be quite honest. We'll see what Billy Joe does next. We'll see. We'll see. Yo, Abstract Boxing and stuff. What is up, Abstract? How you doing? Hope you're keeping well, man. Hope you're keeping well. Azzy, Saunders is trash. He calls everybody out and ducks everyone. Yeah, historically you're right, but I'm like a what have you done for me lately type of guy. And to be fair to Billy Joe, like I said, he tried to make that Callum Smith fight. So I'm not going to be too harsh today. I've been harsh on Billy Joe, but right now, it is what it is. It is what it is. The boxing cliche, it is what it is. Shepherd of Sons, Madrimov batters Golovkin in 2020. Team Madrimov, yes sir. We're on that Madrimov chain early on. Do you know what I mean? That train early on. Yeah, my hay fever's killing me tonight, boys. Fucking hell. CJW, Callum Smith doesn't want any smoke. Yeah, the guy. I don't know what that guy's problem is, man. He's had one good win in his career, and now he thinks he's like Canelo. Do you know what I mean? Crazy stuff, man. That guy needs to build a resume, get some good wins, and then you can start dictating. Joke, as far as I'm concerned. Absolute joke. Abstract boxing and stuff. Can anybody recall a bigger step up, as in literally nobody, to literally the elite, as this Yard versus Kovalev fight? It's a good question. It's a massive step up for Anthony Yard. Huge step up. But, ultimately, Kovalev, I believe he's going to win. I believe stylistically it favours him. If Kovalev boxes like he boxed against Alvarez, to me, he's all wrong for Anthony Yard. I think Kovalev's foot speed and outboxing will be a problem for Yard. And I think he'll beat Yard mid-round stoppage. However, Yard, he's fresher, he's younger, he's a puncher, he's got good hand speed. So he's always got a puncher's chance. And if Yard beats Kovalev, listen, that is a tremendous win away from home for a British fighter. It's one of the best in recent years. So, to me, Yard's got it all to do. It's a hell of a task, but you never know. Stranger things have happened in boxing, to be honest with you. Get this smoke. Purnell is top 5 I've watched in real time. Yeah, Purnell was a fucking great fighter. Great fighter. And rest in peace. I've done a video earlier expressing my thoughts, but yeah, it's crazy, man. I really didn't expect it, to be quite honest. I mentioned in my video, like when I first went to a boxing gym and had to go at boxing myself, there were like a few fighters I watched as, I guess, inspirations or people who I tried to learn off. And Sweet Pea was one of them. Sweet Pea, James Toney, Vladimir Klitschko. These were those three in particular were guys I watched quite a lot of for some reason. I don't know why, but I watched those guys and tried to mimic certain things they did. And yeah, I was too young to watch Purnell in his heyday. I was way too young. In fact, his last fight in 2001, I was 7 years old. But I went back and watched his career, and yeah, the dude was a tremendous fighter. Tremendous, man. Great fighter. And yeah, it goes to show though, like you don't know when your last day is. Like you could be healthy, you could be fine. Just don't take it for granted. Don't take like any day for granted because you never know. You never know what's around the corner. I know that's cliche as hell, but it's true. You never know. When your time is up, it's up, man. So enjoy yourself while you're here. CJW, Yard is going to get sparked. Silly. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. I've got Kovalev by knockout. I do. I've got Kovalev by knockout. Mid-round knockout for Kovalev. AA Boxing and Blunts. Dubois has won the Southern Area, English, British, WBC Youth, WBO European, WBO Global. I say Joyce for the Commonwealth and WBA Gold. Get the belts. Yes, sir. I'd like that fight. Beautiful fight. Jose Fuentes. Dubois beats Andy Ruiz. Damn. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. I like Dubois. I think he's a great talent, but, I'm going to hold up a little bit. Hold up a little bit. But yeah, I like Dubois. I really do. To me, Dubois is one of those fighters where, regardless of what you're about, where you're from, what you like, he's one of those guys where I don't understand why anybody would dislike Daniel Dubois. He's a classy young guy, exciting fighter, puncher. What's not to like? What's not to like? And he's clearly ambitious, taking risks early on in his career, like Gorman. He's clearly ambitious. So he's got my support as a boxing fan. He's got my support. I agree, Abstract. On his performance against Alvarez in the second fight, he beats Yard. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Unrivaled boxing talking news: Makhmudov would knock out Chinian White. Do you think so? I'm not sure. I like Makhmudov, I do, but I want to see like him in there with some tough dudes, some good fringe contenders to see what he's about. We'll see though. We'll see. Jose Fuentes in 2015, Saunders ducked and damn. Was that like an eliminator? I do vaguely remember that. I do vaguely remember it. Snake Hips. Yeah, what's up, Snake Hips? How you doing? Snake Hips asks, Del Boy, you would think Callum had Frotch's CV. Yeah, exactly. Callum Smith, don't get me wrong. George Groves win, good win. But other than that, what's there? Not much. The guy needs to get some good names on his resume before he starts dictating to other fighters. I rate him. I think he's a really good fighter, good boxer, tall guy, long, rangy, good timing, good power. He's good. But who's he to turn down a 50-50 split with Billy Joe Saunders in a unification fight? Come on now. That's what's wrong with boxing right now. One good win, and these guys, they think they're stars. Absolute joke. Get this smoke. He is answering the earlier question from Abstract in regards to big step-ups in class. He says Crawler versus Loma, Ali versus Munguia. Yeah, big step-ups, I agree, especially Crawler versus Loma. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Yeah, Backmaster. If Yard wins, listen, if Yard wins, he gets all the credit in the world from me. He gets all the credit in the world because I don't think he wins this fight. If I pick, listen, man, if I pick against somebody and I get it wrong, I'll give that dude all the credit in the world. Unless it's like a Stonewall robbery, I'll give that guy all the credit in the world. It's like Dubois Gorman. I got that wrong. and I felt I was fair with my praise for Dubois. Yeah, Lewis Hurley. Matchroom fanboys have been acting like Smith is some superstar. Yeah, I saw some absolute twats on Twitter debate that Callum Smith is worth more than 50% and he deserves more than a 50-50 split. Listen, man, there's nothing in it. Billy Joe is a two-weight world champion. Arguably, in terms of depth, he's got a better resume. But you could argue Callum Smith has the best single win. There's not much in it. 50-50 is fair. Get it on. These absolute idiots debating what's like that Callum Smith deserves more money. They're crazy, man. They're crazy. Absolute nonsense. But these guys have been brainwashed by the likes of Eddie Hearn, and they just parrot his absolute nonsense. 50-50 is absolutely fair in that fight. Very fair, as far as I'm concerned. And listen, if Callum Smith was that big of a star, do you really think Sky would have let him fight in the World Boxing Super Series? Really? If he was that big of a star, there you go. Crazy stuff. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. I know a massive step up. Stavern went from Areola to Wilder. Yeah, that's a good shout. He got fucked up in that Wilder fight, that first Wilder fight. I know people looked at that second fight to see the knockout, but I think that first Wilder fight ruined Stavern. You know, Wilder put a beating on Stavern that night. I never rated Stavern, but Wilder ruined what was there. He ruined him, in my opinion. He really did. Smashed him up. Yeah, Shepherd of Sons, Matchroom Mongs, yes, sir. For Quags, I think Kovalev will do it in 9. I could see that. I could see it. I've got it a bit earlier, but yeah, I could see 9 rounds. CJW, Benavidez beats everybody at 168. He looks a talent. He looks a real talent. But again, I think 168 is quite open between him and Callum Smith. I think they are the two standout guys. I believe, yeah, they're the guys to beat right now at 168. C188, WBO Global, what the hell is that? Yeah, it's BS. Just a rankings belt. Chase Athletics, I think Beterbiev is miles ahead of the division. I mean, I've got no idea how to call light heavyweight. I've got no clue. I've got no clue. I think all of these guys have a good chance to reign supreme. But if we get all the fights we need and want, I honestly believe these guys are going to take wins and losses off each other. I don't think there's going to be one dominant guy, to be honest with you, at light heavyweight. I really don't. Azzy, I like Dubois. He's a silent assassin. Totally agree. He's something different, you know? He's something different in 2019 in boxing. None of that jiving, none of that talking, just about his business. I like it. I like that approach personally. It's something new, you know? It's something different. Abstract boxing and stuff. If he tightens up his defense, he's going to clean up 168 for me. I presume you mean Benavidez. Yeah, he's a very good talent. Very good talent. And still very young. Shepherd of Sons, Dubois is great for boxing. Yes, sir, I agree. Lovely style to watch, man. I love his style. For Quags, if Bivol moves down to 168, Benavidez would be in trouble. Yeah, Bivol at 168 could be a good proposition. He's not the biggest light heavyweight, so you would imagine he can make the weight, but we'll see. We'll see. I would prefer Bivol to stay at 175. I think the better fights are at light heavyweight, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe because he's with DAZN, maybe he'll go down to 168 to get a Callum Smith fight. Who knows? Yeah, abstract boxing and stuff. Yeah, the Porky Medina fight was when I kind of really got onto David Benavidez. Yeah, yeah, and that combination Benavidez landed on Porky was class. Yep. Yeah, Jose Fuentes. Yeah, that was it. IBF Eliminator, Billy Joe versus and damn, that was it. Yep, I remember now. I thought it wasn't an Eliminator. I thought it was. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Get this smoke. What would you like to see next from Shakur Stevenson? To be honest with you, I I mean, the guy's 12 and 0, 22 years old. I think the guy is a tremendous talent, and I would pick him to beat Josh Warrington right now. So if they could get that fight like now, I would actually chuck him in there with Josh Warrington right away. But if not, maybe someone like I don't know, Gonzalez, who fought this weekend, Joey Gonzalez, that'd be a decent fight. Maybe someone like Jesse Magdaleno would be a good little test for Shakur Stevenson. Guys like that. If they can't get a title shot next, Magdaleno, Gonzalez, someone like that. But to me, the guy has come on a long way since he's turned pro. When Stevenson first turned pro, I wasn't really that impressed, but I think the guy's come on a long way. I think he's come on a long way. I like Shakur Stevenson. I do. Very good prospect. Yeah, Dubois looks open in the exchanges. We all know where that's where Ruiz thrives. At this point, Ruiz would beat him. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Damn, unbiased heavyweight rankings and news. He's got yard. If he lands, who knows? You never know. You never know. Yeah, what's up, Candy? How you doing? Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Put Shakur in there with Conlon. Yes, sir. That'd be a good fight. I think Shakur puts hands on Conlon, though. I really do. I think he stops Conlon. Shepherd of Sons. Let Shakur Stevenson go to Leeds to beat up Warrington. I wouldn't be mad at that. Good fight. Yeah, lads, my hay fever's really kicking me in the balls, man. I'm kind of struggling here, man. I'm kind of struggling. Yeah, Corey Lee, man, still live, still live. We're gonna wrap it up in a bit. We're gonna wrap it up in a bit. Oh shit. Jose Fuentes, David Hayes said Yard ices Jesse Hart. Do you know what? If Yard wasn't fighting Kovalev, I think Jesse Hart would be a great test. I really do. I was quite impressed with Jesse Hart against Sullivan Barrera. I felt he boxed well. I felt he looked okay. And Jose thinks Hart would beat Yard. Yeah, yeah. Hart is not a bad fighter at all. He gave Ramirez really tough fights. He's not a bad fighter at all. Yeah, Shepherd of Suns. Hay Fever's about to TKO Dell. Yes, sir. Man down. Man down. Yeah. Shit. Hay Fever's the lineal champion, to be honest with you. Lineal champion. And yeah, Candy. Yeah, Lennox Lewis retired in '03 after the Vitaly Klitschko fight. A long time ago, man. I was 9 years old then. Jesus Christ. I was 9 years old when Lennox retired. CJW, did Jake LaMotta retire, guys? Jesus. Abstract boxing and stuff. What is the best alternative to Google Hangouts for live streaming since it's going? Anyone? Uh, OBS, apparently. Apparently, OBS is the way forwards. It's like a streaming software that you can use for free. I need to work it out. I've downloaded it, but I've like not had a look at it yet. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, yeah, Jose Fuentes. Yeah, Jesse Hart went for distance with Dashon Johnson, and I believe Johnson dropped Hart or hurt Hart. One of the two. I forgot. But yeah, Hart I think looks better at 175. To be honest with you, he looked okay against Barrera. Abstract boxing and stuff. I'm going to start a weekly show, a panel type thing like the Gossip podcast. That'd be a great shout. It'd be a great idea, mate. Especially if you could get like Irish Tom, Jet, Sherry, these guys. If you could get those guys on, that'd be a great shout. That'd be a great shout. And speaking of boxing gossip, has anybody here heard from him recently? Because yeah, that guy's content was some of my favorite on YouTube. Really was great content, man. Great content. But yeah, abstract. Definitely give it a go, man. Definitely give it a go. And yeah, if you need something to stream, download OBS. And yeah, that's a good software apparently. Looks a bit complicated, but I'm sure I'll get it. Thank you, CJW. Thank you very much. I think it's been terrible, mate. I really do. My hay fever, man, is absolutely ruining me. But I'm glad you've enjoyed it. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. That's the main thing. As long as somebody enjoys it, that's the main thing. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Yeah. So I can't even speak now, man. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Dell possible Ioka versus Ankas. Really? Yeah, that'd be a great fight. Ioka beats him though. I'm pretty certain of that. But for as long as it lasts, that'd be a great fight. Sign me up. Sign me up. Lovely fight. Love it. I'm all for that. Loma King. How good is Vasily Lomachenko? Out fucking standing. Outstanding. And he's going to smash up Luke Campbell next. Late knockout, I would say. Late knockout. CJW, you never answered how you think Spence Crawford would pan out. I would have Errol Spence, to be quite honest. I would have Errol Spence by a late knockout. You know, Terence Crawford, switch hitter, quicker feet, more awkward. But I don't know. I believe Spence would get to him late. To be quite honest with you, I really do. Keeps his shape well. Good body puncher. Solid fundamentals. Nice tight guard. Good timing. Good distance control. You know, to me, Errol Spence is actually quite well rounded, and he's a better technician than he's given credit for. I believe he would. I believe he would be too much for Terence Crawford personally, but there we go. I've got Spence by late stoppage over Crawford. Could be wrong though. Could be wrong. Yeah, I do like Crawford though. I do like Crawford. Anyway, lads, it's been a good one, but I am going to call it a day. Your boy is absolutely done in. Hay Fever wins by 11th round TKO. I've got towards the end, but I've took a knee like Miguel Cotto, and yeah, we're going to tap out now. We're going to tap out. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for contributing. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody who dropped a like. I'm sure we'll do a few more live streams before Google Hangouts disappears for good. Thank you guys for the support. Peace.